This podcast is part of Another Happy Studios,
the home of podcasts with passion.
Hello and welcome once again to Talking Pictures Podcast. I'm your host David and joined with me as always my co-host Brian. Brian, how are you today?
Do you hear that?
I don't hear it. Do you hear it?
I do.
What is it?
It's the rain.
Yeah, so if you hear the raining, even though we always say it, and I don't think I've ever heard the rain, but if you do hear rain, apologies. That's just what the weather's like today.
I have heard the rain.
Have you?
Yeah.
I only noticed, well, I haven't heard the rain, but I did notice in our Game of Thrones episode we had left the window open, so there were nice birds chirping in the background. I think I did a message at the start of the episode as well, because that annoyed me so much. But listen, we're not here to talk about that.
No.
We're here to talk about Alien Earth. Well, actually, no. Before we talk about Alien Earth, we normally do a trailer of the week.
Yeah.
So have you got a trailer of the week first?
Quickie, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, because I was going to cut you off there.
Yeah.
Scream 7.
Scream 7, yes. Interesting trailer. You listened to it. I watched it. I couldn't help but watch it. What can I say without spoiling it for you?
My expectations are mid.
My expectations were higher. And then after watching the trailer, I would also say that they're quite mid. While I'm still looking forward to it,
Yeah.
it doesn't... The Scream 6 trailer was better. And this felt like lesser of a trailer, you know, and there's not... The big draw for this movie is that Neve Campbell is back, really. And that's the state of the trailer as well, is that's what they're going for.
But the trailer didn't do anything new, and at this point it would be in their best interest to do something new with Ghostface.
Yeah.
At this day and age.
I think
like
that...
The last movie did something new in the movie itself at the start. And even then, the one before that, a little bit something new. Blinding you on what I'm talking about. In the fifth one, the starter girl survived. In the sixth one, the killer was revealed. And then the actual killer was introduced there. And the iconic classic line of that movie, I thought, was when he said, who gives a fuck about movies?
Yeah.
So that shows something different about the killer.
Yeah.
Listening to the trailer for Scream 7, it doesn't sound like there was anything new and different. It felt very straightforward. They'll have a few like twists and reveals, but there's nothing else really to it.
I think that
from listening to it anyway,
with all of the Scream movies, like, they are very well known for like not critiquing, but like following the movie trends and the patterns and like calling that stuff out.
Yeah.
And being very meta as films.
doing the tropes while acknowledging the tropes.
Yeah. And I think that with this newest one, I don't think that, like you said there, your one in the last one said, who gives a fuck about the movies? This next one will likely again stray away from the movie tropes, and I think we'll maybe focus on AI as an aspect of it. And
really?
I think, because at the end of the trailer, I don't know if you heard, and it's been confirmed that Matthew Lillard is coming back for, like, you know, as Stu Macher. And if you listen back to the trailer, I think it's Stu Macher you can actually hear. I don't know if it's his voice or his laugh or something like that. You can kind of hear him.
Right.
I think that whoever this new Ghostface will use the voices of previous Ghostface killers to terrorize Neve Campbell and Sydney. Well, obviously the same character, but, you know, the actress in the character. But I think that that Ghostface will use AI to terrorize her in that way.
Okay.
And that's just my guess. I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think that that'd be a way of a meta commentary on AI. You know, we're gonna meta commentate on the world as opposed to the movies.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Here, look. If it's a good movie, it's a good movie. But until then, it's not on my top 10 list.
Yeah, it's not on my top 10 list, especially considering Melissa Barrera.
Yeah, I thought you were hesitant to discuss why
No,
she was fired.
I for some reason I had a mental block on her first name. I knew it was Barrera. I just couldn't get the name out of me.
I thought you were resistant on speaking about.
No,
the
not at all.
No?
The fact that she was let go from the film because of her views on Palestine, and
what is she fucking talking about?
Yeah, how dare she shine light on a genocide that's taken place? But no, that has severely reduced my excitement for the film. The fact that both her and Jenna Ortega are not returning, and the fact that Melissa was let go because of her views on Palestine. So that is a shame on you for that film. But you know, we'll still see it, but it's just that our excitement is lessened for definite.
Well, from one franchise to another.
One franchise to another, yeah. So I said this, what was it, in The Long Walk? I said, next week we're going to do Alien Earth, so make sure that you're all caught up on Alien Earth.
It's next week.
It's next week. We just said, you know what, it makes more sense to maybe push this out a little bit, give people a chance to watch this, and how fortuitous, how perfect that we can talk about Alien Earth, and next week we can talk about Predator Badlands.
Technically, the second entries into these two IPs that continues to draw new life into it. With Alien, it was first Alien Romulus.
Yeah.
With Predator Badlands, it was Prey.
Yeah.
You could cheat that a little by implementing Predator Killer of Killers. But tomato.
I agree with your sentiment that this is kind of the second entry into the revitalization of these franchises. Even though, you know, I say franchises, but like it is a franchise in that they are very intertwined. Because we had the Alien franchise, we had the Predator franchise, you have them mixed together in Alien versus Predator. And now, as we've seen from the Predator Badlands trailer, we'll probably talk about this next week, we see that Elle Fanning, she is a synth, and she is a Weyland-Yutani synth. Like, she is a part of the Alien franchise.
Yeah.
So it's like these two separate rivers that converge together and then split off.
Throwing Elle Fanning in as a synth is incorporating an Easter egg in your movie, but that Easter egg just so happens to be an integral part to the plot. It's like a Pixar movie is about a road trip, and the road vehicle they use is the Pizza Planet truck. Yeah, that's one probably poor bad example.
No,
but
yeah,
you get what I'm talking about.
It's like if they had continued making Kong movies, and we had like a franchise of Godzilla movies and a franchise of Kong movies that were completely independent of each other, except when they crossed over in their Godzilla Kong movies. You know, it seems that now we just get the crossovers. We're not really getting any individual movies. But I do think of these as the Alien and Predator franchise.
I view them as separate,
and that's fair. I think that you can look at it either way, and we're both correct in that.
Like,
you know?
when if and when they merge, it's like a collaboration.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel out of place for either to be present.
No, but obviously, get a good fucking writer.
Yeah,
because you can't look like a shit stain twice in the same
within the same franchise.
Yeah, and within close quartered decades.
Yeah,
you can't do that.
No,
you have to put excellence in the screenwriter. Pay that writer good money and get a good director, because if you do incorporate Alien vs Predator in a single event, which likely will be a movie, get a good writer, get a good director. Get a good cast, build some excitement. We can have fun, but let's take it seriously.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And just while we're on the topic now, I thought maybe we could save it for the end, but yeah, we are talking about a possible appearance or a highly anticipated, hopeful fan theory that the monster, the predator that the protagonist in Predator Badlands is hunting will turn out to be xenomorph.
I don't think it is going to be, because I think Dan Trachtenberg has come out and said it's not going to be an alien.
Yeah,
but we don't know. Is that like a, calm your expectations, and, to be a reveal? And
I will calm my expectations, but we weren't the only ones thinking that. No. Imagine that, like,
because it makes sense to have an alien there.
It would. It absolutely would.
But no. Listen, we're talking about Predator now. We need to talk about
Alien Earth. We're talking about.
Yeah, we need to
go
back.
You said Predator.
No, we're talking about Predator now. We're talking about our speculation for next week. We need to talk about Alien Earth, because that's what we're here to talk about.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah,
but we talk about that all next week. It's all to come.
Grand. Because when it comes to Alien Earth, right? The Alien Earth is separate to Alien Romulus.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I do not want to see any like Predator references in Alien Earth at all, ever. Not even an Easter egg, because this is coming from Noah Hawley, who has his excellence fingerprinted on the Fargo show. 5 anthology seasons of minor interactions, very clever storytelling and deeper meanings behind a lot of themes. He's just very good at show running projects, and everyone loves him for Legion as well, which is great.
Come here till I ask you about Alien Earth.
Yeah.
When is it set? I know it's 2120, but where is it set in the Alien franchise? Because there was an aspect of it that I'm confused about.
Okay.
It just felt like everyone knew what a xenomorph was.
What do you mean everyone knew?
Like,
who's everyone?
Like everyone that worked at Prodigy. They just like referred to a xenomorph, or like everyone that was on the ship kept referring to it as a xenomorph.
As by the end of the show,
No,
or like halfway through,
like from when they first encountered it, like they were like, "Oh, we're dealing with a xenomorph," and I was under the impression that this was set before Alien.
It is.
So I was just confused as to how characters knew what it was called and knew so much about it. You know, for like sometimes I find it difficult to engage with prequels because I sometimes do think just the first of something should be the first, and like the way that the original Alien film is and how we're discovering it as the characters are discovering it.
Yeah.
In my mind, that should be the first time that anyone in humanity has encountered a xenomorph. Now, I know that that's incorrect because we have the likes of Prometheus and Alien Covenant.
Even though Noah Hawley has outrightly said, "I'm ignoring those."
Okay, has he? Right.
He has. He's ignoring the goo. He's ignoring the implementation of the black goo having a role in the evolution and the creation of the xenomorph. He'd rather it be more as a result of evolution naturally.
Okay, I didn't know that, but it just did feel as though there were often times where they were referring to it as a xenomorph, and I was like, but I just don't know how they've come to these. It felt like they jumped to a lot of conclusions very quickly.
What was the definition of a xenomorph before Alien?
I don't know. I know that xeno refers to like an alien, like as in like someone not from where you're from. Okay. You know, because someone can be xenophobic and it means they're racist.
So what's a morph then?
I don't know.
It's the latter half of
a xenomorph.
Okay. I don't know. It's a non-issue for me.
It just that was an issue for me where I kept like kind of thinking, I was like, when is this set? Like, what is supposed to have happened or not? And it just, that aspect of it wasn't clear for me. I was just curious to see, like, because I hadn't really looked up anything about this. I wasn't sure exactly on the timelines, and I wanted to save that to ask, you know.
My understanding is this takes place before Prometheus.
Before Prometheus, even?
No, sorry, I take that back.
Okay,
I take
before
it back.
Alien.
Yeah, it's a little bit muddled up, but I don't care. It doesn't affect me. It doesn't bother me in the slightest. Because those are non-continuing story threads now. I'd much rather see the walkthrough and completion of whatever Noah Hawley has for Alien Earth. A concept for an Alien IP that I never thought was a possibility.
Which is what?
Xenomorphs in Earth. It's inconceivable. It shouldn't be for the longest time, and yet I've been very looking forward to it. And Noah Hawley does a good job with nostalgia. But dude, he goes so far out there. He expands the lore to a certain extent that maybe hardcore Alien fans might not like. Seeing too much aliens too often in daylight. Yeah. Interacting with some protagonists that hardcore Alien fans should be thinking, that's not Alien. That's not my Alien. They should be dead. Yeah. They should not be interacting them like a fucking pet. Or
you can't tame the xenomorph. Yeah.
Or too many characters involved in discussing who should run the world because there's these 5 conglomerate organizations. And this is a TV show. TV shows are supposed to expand.
Yeah, I mean we've got 8 hours to do what a movie can do in 2. We've got the time to expand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What I could here's a good example, right? All right, and you can concur with me when that it is good. The first 2.5 episodes of Alien Earth pretty much is all about the Yutani ship crashing into Prodigy City. And from there we have Prodigy's crew coming in, and we have Wendy's brother, him with the Marines, going in and intercept. And so we have the sole survivor Morrow in that ship, and then there are aliens on the loose, right? That whole like claustrophobic mission, ragtag crews trying to search for something, search for survivors, search for whatever it might be escaping. That felt like an Alien type movie with the typical like story beats of a given alien or Alien Romulus type, or even Alien Isolation. Yeah. Now it's not in space, but they are in a spaceship and they are stranded and stuck there, and there are plenty of foes in there. Like imagine you're in the fucking hotel building with also a ship that crashed into it.
Yeah.
And that story part does not end until like nearly halfway through episode 3.
It's not. I agree. I agree with you. I concur, Brian.
Great.
But that story doesn't end until Wendy kills the alien.
Yeah.
And that, I think, is that maybe halfway through 3?
Yeah. Where she saves her brother, right?
Yeah.
That is what you'd expect in an alien movie. But this story doesn't end here. We've like 5.5 more episodes to go.
Yeah.
And that's the TV show we get.
And I think it's great for a TV show that it would have that where you could watch all the way up until that, and that could be in itself an alien movie.
Or episode 5.
Or you can watch episode 5, which is in itself an alien movie.
Yeah.
Just told in one episode. And but in the way that the first couple episodes are presented to you, and you at the very beginning of the show you just see the aftermath with Morrow, like you don't know what happened, you just see
that's another
aftermath of it all.
Yeah.
If we hadn't ever seen that, I would have been okay with that too, because I was like, okay, I know just from all these context things, like here's a guy with his chest, the chest burster came out of him.
The idea that you have introduced your core characters and an incident happens and the core characters go and investigate, and we as an audience see the clues that the core characters don't, whereas someone with their chest burst open, someone with a face hugger on them, someone notices a goo or old acid stains coming from something, right? The clues are all there. It's connected. Yeah. It's in the DNA.
They're not even clues. Yeah, they're just the hallmarks of it. I know what that is. And because we as an audience are more informed than the characters.
Yeah.
That's why we were like, oh yeah, we know what this is. We don't need this all completely spelled out for you. But when it comes to episode 5 and it is all spelled out for you, you get to see exactly what happened. I really enjoyed that too. That works so well as an alien movie.
But I'll give you one even more.
Go on.
Where the fuck did that crew get the alien specimens in the first place?
That's another aspect that I was confused by. That adds to my thing at the start, because they specifically went out in search of specimens. They went out in search of alien creatures to bring back.
Yeah.
So they went out, and were they looking for, like, because they brought back so many different types of alien.
Yeah.
Because they had like the plant alien, they had the fly, they had the eyeball, which I really want to talk about later, and then they bring back the eggs and the face huggers. So like, I'm just curious as to, maybe they'll expand on that in later seasons. Why did Yutani send them out, or where did they go? Or did they go to multiple planets? Did they pick all of these creatures up on the same planet?
The most we get is that good people died trying to search for them and seizing them,
because it's a big ship. It's a very, very big ship compared to the size of the crew. Now I know that they said that they kind of did multiple rotations, didn't they? So there's kind of nearly multiple crews on the ship.
Yeah, so there's a crew that's sleeping while another crew is working.
Yeah, but even still, that ship is massive compared to, say, the likes of Ripley's crew,
the Nostromo,
in the original Alien,
like or the Prometheus, or the Covenant, or the Romulus. We can just,
any of them,
any subtitle to an alien.
This one feels like the biggest ship.
Yeah,
the one that crashes into the city.
Yeah. Do you feel hungering for learning where they got those specimens? Do you need an episode of that, or are you happy to just leave that open-ended, like you are happy to leave stuff like how Ripley's crew come upon the eggs and that?
Yeah, like if it's not, like if it is explained, it'll be a welcome addition. I'm like, okay, I'm happy about this. If they never explain it, then I'm okay with just going, that this world persists before the camera started rolling.
Yeah,
like these things happened before.
I'm happy that I can come to the conclusion that they just went to that derelict ship in that planet and they found all the eggs. They found a space jockey, and the planet is big. Do you concur?
I concur.
Yeah, more than one species.
Well, I mean, I suppose if you land in the middle of the Amazon rainforest, on Earth, you're going to find way different animals than you are going to find in Dunary Forest Park in County Cavan. You know, like they're going to be so different. So yeah, that's a fair point. That if you land on any other planet in the made up universe that is the alien universe, you're going to find multiple different aliens.
And so I think that's a good thing, where No Holly is not fixed on the parameters of what Jimmy C and Ridley Scott has done with the Alien franchise. You know,
to be honest with you, I don't think that even him, I wouldn't even think that he would have to come out and say, I'm not acknowledging those, because even Prometheus and Covenant feel as though they are taking place so far away from Earth that those things can still have happened. And the way that he wants to approach the xenomorph and how it has evolved in his way.
Yeah.
That's just another evolutionary line that continued. You know, that this is how it's, because the xenomorph at the end of the series is very different looking than the xenomorph that's on the ship.
Very, yeah.
You
very
know, so
different.
we can have multiple different ways that a xenomorph evolves.
And
changes.
I've looked at the different images of a given xenomorph in a given alien project.
Mm-hmm.
Like they all have their own variations.
They do, yeah.
Like even the one in Covenant, that's called a protomorph. Like not the white one I'm talking about. I'm talking the traditional alien looking.
Yeah.
Like, they call that the protomorph.
Okay.
I don't know why. Maybe because it can stand on two, more able.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I didn't know what to expect with this show. When it was presenting itself as the claustrophobic mission where Wendy and her brother are going to meet, and then for the next 8 episodes is going to be, and we'll have a B plot taking place back in Prodigy or something like that. I was very wrong, because we go back to Prodigy, we plateau, we investigate, we learn with the characters, and they grow, and they all have their own separate journeys. I like that. I'm happy that there's no major action set pieces in this show. I'm happy with traditional old school science fiction.
Yeah. And you know, I think that the Alien franchise, it doesn't generally spend a whole lot of time with the aliens. Like normally it does feature, I like the synthetics are in a way kind of nearly the main characters of the Alien franchise. Like I think that you spend a lot of time with them in a lot of different other projects. Like David in the Prometheus
as a
Covenant
species
film.
You mean now the sense as a so quote unquote species.
Exactly, yeah. That you're going to spend time with synths, and they are kind of a really interesting aspect that get just as much screen time, if not more, than the aliens themselves.
Well, more because they're played by actors who are speaking.
Yeah, obviously. No, but
you're not going to have a xenomorph step in like he's one of the crew, like fucking Chewbacca to Han and Luke and Leia. You know, like that's not a thing.
No, but I mean it in the sense that, like, say this Alien Earth show.
Yeah.
It focuses the majority of the time on the synths and the hybrids and the cyborgs.
Alien Earth does, yes.
Yeah.
Not the Alien franchise.
I think generally the Alien franchise would, yeah.
Well,
that synths are a major part of it.
Oh, they are a major part of it,
Yeah.
but they're not the main characters.
Not the main characters, but I would say that they are a major aspect throughout the series.
Yeah.
I would put them on the same level as the aliens.
Oh, at this point, like every time you do an Alien project,
it has to have a synth.
it has to have a synth. And you have to nearly make it your mission that the synth has to be the most interesting character.
Yeah. And so that's why I think that they are nearly hand in hand with the aliens.
Yeah.
And you're right, because they are played by human actors, yeah, we get to spend more time with them.
Yeah.
Because they can give us a bit of personality, they can give us a bit of dialogue. So I think that it's really interesting to have a franchise where it's like, oh yeah, this is the Alien franchise. But we also have this other aspect of it that is just as important, just as equal, but we don't ever reference that at all.
Speaking to the aliens, and then we have the synths, we are introduced to a new concept in the alien lore.
Yeah.
The hybrids.
I thought it's another aspect that I do have a problem with in prequels, in that
where are they in the...
Exactly, yeah. Well, we've seen, all these other projects much later on within the timeline.
Yeah.
We've never come across these hybrids before. Now, I think Alien Earth does this quite well in that these are experimental. There's only these...
And they're
them.
They're 5.
5 is 5 by the end, or is there more?
Well, 6 in total.
6 in total.
6 created,
yeah,
if you will.
So we have them here, but they are...
Rest assured, there'll not be any more made.
No, it doesn't seem like that. And even by the end of it, if we get however many seasons of this, I would be surprised if by the end of it that we have anyone more than Wendy.
Yeah.
Just because there hasn't been ever any other hybrids so far within the world. It's only ever since. And like, I can't at this moment right now think of any other cyborgs.
Cyborgs, there's never a cyborg.
Yeah, so that was even a new thing. Morrow is the only cyborg.
Yeah.
And but that being said, as soon as they said cyborg and he had like the augmentation and stuff like that, I'm like, yeah, that makes perfect sense for this world. Like I was like, oh yeah, that makes 100%.
Yeah.
Like I'm surprised that we've never run into a cyborg. They've only ever done synths before. So I was perfectly fine with having hybrids, and I thought it's an interesting concept that it makes sense that this world would eventually move to that aspect of it. It's like even Wayland, like in the Prometheus films, that he he was there. He kind of wanted that everlasting life.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to now look back on that and go, well, I wonder why his company with these trillions and trillions of dollars, like essentially they own countries.
Yeah.
He never explored the possibility of converting his mind into a synth body. It's only just this Prodigy that has seemed to be doing that.
And probably because Prodigy is nowhere to be found by the continuity of Prometheus or by Alien.
Well, it's just never mentioned.
Never mentioned because it was never created until Noah Hawley came up with the idea.
Yeah, but in those other movies, do they ever reference the other?
No,
the other ones. It's only ever Weyland-Yutani.
Weyland-Yutani is mentioned, and that's it. Mm-hmm. But they make it not Weyland-Yutani, just Yutani. There's no mention of Weyland yet. Mm-hmm. Weyland's yet to be introduced as another corporation to merge with Yutani in Alien. It's just
is it just Yutani? Is it?
As far as I know, yeah, it's just Yutani.
See, I suppose that's the thing, is that because the Alien franchise, because there's so many aspects, or there's so many times when characters go into cryosleep.
Yeah.
The Alien franchise can take place over such a long period of time. Like, this feels so early. Like 2120, they were on a ship. They were in cryosleep for 60 years.
Yeah.
So that means that they were asleep by 2060, which is, the oldest character on that ship, the engineer. He could be born right now in our time. He could be a kid right now, and by 2060 he's that man. He goes into his cryosleep. So it's kind of weird it's a weird scale of timeline, because even between Alien and Aliens, Ridley is asleep for 120 years.
Alien Isolation took place. Her daughter grew up and died an old woman.
There you go. Yeah. So it's even I think Morrow, he rings Yutani and he wants to speak to her, and
he says, "This is Yutani.
This is but it's a completely different person.
It's the granddaughter.
Yeah, because it's such a long time scale of it.
Yeah, it's because Yutani's grandmother recruited Morrow to send him on the mission.
Yeah,
but she has long since passed, and now it's 2 generations has passed, and now it's the young blood involved.
So it's very easy that Ripley could have gone on her mission and it was just the Yutani Corporation, and by the time, because obviously when they're away, maybe the computers hadn't updated or anything like that, but if she had come back, if the mission had gone normally, she could have come back, and it's Weyland-Yutani now.
But as far as I know, I forget the rest of the names, the other few.
I can't remember them. I know
I can't, but there's definitely 5, one being Yutani, one being Prodigy, and as it stands, I don't know how they are in terms of controlling Earth as conglomerates, but I'm willing to bet Yutani will come out on top as the substantial round leader of running global Earth. The others can do what they want, however Noah Hawley wants to incorporate them. He must have picked 5 for a reason, and I think
the big 5 just sounds good.
5 is good.
5 corporations, 5 heads of the family,
But I think by the end of the show, Prodigy will be no more.
I agree. I think so. Yeah.
Prodigy it's like the promised hero to save everyone.
Yeah, the wonder child that's coming in, and it's not going to at all.
No, not a chance. Man, it's so rich already, and it's just 1 season.
It's something that I'm looking forward to. I don't think that
they've not fucking renewed it for season 2.
That's what I was going to say, is that if this was just 1 season, I think I'd like it less. The fact that it's kind of open-ended to okay, I want more.
Yeah.
If this is cancelled, and I don't think it will. I didn't hear anyone talking negatively about it. I've only heard good things about it.
No, it's not as, the loud negative voices are not loud here like they are loud for the Peacemaker finale. But that's a talk for another day. But overall, man, Alien Earth did a great job. And it had to have done a great job. There's so much money poured into it. And the only prominent actor in this show is Timothy Oliphant.
Yeah.
And I like that he's the only one that we knew as an actor, because I knew no one else, and yet there was a few standouts in this show. Noah Hawley worked with Timothy Oliphant in the 4th season of Fargo, not even as a main character, he was a recurring character. So I was delighted to see him cast as a synth. Like when I was 2 years ago, probably, I was reading the castings, and he was there. He was there, and he was credited as a synth, and he said, "Fuck yes!" I was already imagining how we could play him. I could say he was my favorite, or at the very best, the scene stealer, because it's just so interesting as a character.
Yeah.
All right. First of all, how do you make him stand out? Fucking spiky up his hair.
Yeah, he looks like a mad scientist. Like, he
he-
looks like, you know, that picture of Albert Einstein that has his, like, he's sticking his tongue out.
Yeah.
Like, he looks like that kind of, like, mad scientist kind of way.
There's a few similarities to him in other sense as well, but and that's a bit unfortunate because he's like fucking tent in the line that we've come to know it with since. But
The thing with the synths is that you can't ever read them, and it's something that Ripley comes up against.
Yeah.
Is that
you don't know what they're thinking.
The Ian Holm synth in the first movie,
Bad impression for his kind.
he left a bad impression. So when it comes to aliens,
Bishop.
and she runs into Bishop, and she's like, I'm not working with synth. But yeah, and we as an audience have been led to believe, oh, he's a synth, he's a bad guy.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like that Terminator 2 kind of thing where,
Yeah.
oh no, he's actually a good guy. And then we go back to Prometheus, and David is...
For the most part, a good guy with his own ulterior motives.
I wouldn't class David as a good guy. I find him as he is a mad scientist, and he's willing to sacrifice the crew to find out these things. And then, so we're used to him being, oh, he's the bad guy of this.
Yeah.
And then in Alien Covenant, it's Michael Fassbender again, but I can't think of the character's
Walter.
name. Walter. And he's a really good guy.
Yeah,
He's
because
the complete opposite to David.
Because he's more robotic.
Yeah, so we really don't know what kind of a synth you're going to get. Like, is it going to be someone that's kind of... And even David Johnson,
Yeah.
when he plays, because he's such a lovely guy at the beginning of the movie, and then he gets the
upgrade.
the upgrade, and then he becomes cold, calculating, like, completely different person altogether.
Yeah.
So when it came to Timothy Oliphant, you don't really know, what kind of a synth is he going to be?
Yeah,
know?
but you know, whatever narrative path you're going to give him, we're all going to eat up because we know he's a good actor, and we know he's going to do something, like, even if it's not exciting, it's just interesting. He's crafty.
I really liked him as a character. I agree with you. I think he was a scene stealer.
Yeah.
And I really liked his way of interacting with the hybrids.
Yeah, like I don't know how I could properly articulate his attitude towards the hybrids, his attitude towards the humans that he works for, and his machine bowl with Morrow.
Yeah. Him and Morrow, just the
they-
way that they are, like, it's building.
They fucking teased it. We got it.
Yeah.
But what did you make of how Timothy Oliphant interacted with everyone else? Like, with the sense how he worked for the humans, and he did have his alternative motives.
Yeah, I liked the way that he worked with the hybrids, that, like, even though they all have human minds and they all have the minds of children, because they are machines, they are synthetic bodies.
Yeah.
He does have a bit of care over them. He does give off, like, a fatherly figure vibe to them, and, like, he doesn't talk down to anyone. He treats them all, like, very respectfully. And even when it comes to Toodles in the lab, and he says, I don't think I want to be called Toodles anymore, I want to be called Isaac.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, after the physicist, and then refers to him as Isaac then going forward. And it's not until after he dies, and
Toodles dies.
when Toodles dies, and the boy Wonder comes in, what's his name? The
Boy Cavalier.
Boy Cavalier, that's it, yeah. When the Boy Cavalier comes in and he says, oh, that's Isaac. And then he looks at him like, who? And he's like, oh, Toodles. Because the Boy Cavalier didn't care. He gave them all their names, and that was it. He didn't, actually interact with them all.
He lost property.
Exactly, yeah. He's like, oh, that's, $5 billion down the drain. So I quite liked the way Timothy Oliphant, like, respected and cared for them, but also didn't talk down to them. Like, even when he's talking to Slightly, and Slightly, like, confesses that what he's been doing, that Morrow's been talking to him, and he's bringing the body down to the beach to get the monster, and this, and he's like, yeah, I know, like, I've known the entire time, like, yeah, go this way,
because he has
his own motives. He wants to do it.
But even then, it's a double-edged sword with that. Because, is it a double-edged sword? Is that the correct term? Because he was watching Toodles on the security cameras, and he did not. He just watched. He watched that I-possessed goat.
I feel as though that wasn't that he wasn't just watching. There's nothing he could do about it.
I don't know.
And I did feel as though he was getting a little bit emotional.
I don't know.
To the extent that he could.
I don't know. I think he was just watching to see what happens. Like, I don't believe he did anything to make foul play.
No, he couldn't have. It's all down to the eye. But there's also nothing he could have done in that situation.
Then I needed to see an extra scene, even if it's just him just looking over Toodles or Isaac's corpse. Just an extra scene, because he didn't report anything to Boy Cavalier. Because
he waited until he came down. Yeah.
But he said, because Boy Cavalier asked him, everything all right? He says, affirmative. He cares, but he doesn't care because he wants to see what happens. He wants to see how things will play out.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose that is an aspect really that kind of comes from David as well.
Yeah.
But they also do have in that conversation, he does ask, how are we with the re-implementation or something like that, like, you know, taking the brain and putting it in another synth body, like kind of like revitalizing or regenerating them again.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, we can do it in theory, but we haven't been able to do it yet, you know. So maybe Timothy Olyphant's character, maybe he is kind of, maybe that's why he's not having these emotions yet, because he's like, oh yeah, well, we can get Isaac back, you know.
Yeah, that's a possibility that they could venture down, because it's a little unfortunate out of all the
I quite liked him, Isaac.
Out of all the hybrids, he's the only one that dies. You know, it's a bit of a shame.
Well, when there's only 6 of them, I'm okay with only killing one, but I don't know,
it sticks out like a sore thumb.
I could see them in the way that they erased your one's memories.
Yeah,
they could bring back Isaac and implant false memories in him, and it's maybe Isaac then who, because he was a very, I would consider him a very caring guy. Like he's the one that's feeding all the experiments. He's the one that wanted to be the scientist of everyone. But imagine he comes back, they've revitalized him, and he is essentially David Johnson in Alien Romulus in the second half, where he's like just a machine and he's hunting them down or something like that, and he's fighting them, and he's just a completely different personality, and that's to show the Prodigy has the full control over him.
Yeah, I heard. Look, whoever the planet is, I in No Holly we trust. There is this one scene at the start where Kirsch was speaking to Wendy before she merged into the new body, where he was talking to the little girl, and it was a nice, sweet, open conversation. Like, I kind of wish that was consistent a bit, and it's almost like his soft approach in talking to this little girl more or less went away as soon as she was a synth, just like the rest of them were all synths, and he speaks to him as synths. It's like you have this character who's charged with the care and duty of these 6 children because they are destined to grow up to be superheroes.
See, I agree with you. I do think that he changed in the way he spoke to them, but I think that was maybe because when Marcy was in her original body, she was much more frail. She was much more as a child. Yeah. Whereas now, once they're in their hybrid bodies, he no longer sees them as that. He sees them for what they are, which is the hybrids, and they are more than capable of looking after themselves. He doesn't need to talk down to them, or like not even talk down to them, but he doesn't need to treat them with child gloves. Yeah. You know, because they are more now, that they are the superhero.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I think it all just comes down to that because he is a synth, you just can't read him. Yeah, you really can't read him,
and that's great acting.
It's great. It's fantastic acting. I love it. One other standout scene or series of scenes, I'm sure there's more. It's when Morrow was threatening the synths.
With Slightly.
Yeah, and what's Smee? The other synth who's always with Slightly. Yeah. He's threatening them when it's a machine, not a machine, and that's when he injects the little device into Slightly. Yeah, and in comes in the fucking patriarch of the group, Kirsch, and all he says is, "Put the gun down." That's like him stepping in the room saying hello, and it's Morrow who has the gun pointing at him, Kirsch, but Morrow is stepping back. He's edging away to the cliff, and Kirsch is just. He's still walking slowly. He's still talking to him. He has the advantage because he's read Morrow's profile.
He knows about him, but Morrow doesn't know about Kirsch.
And the way he spoke to him was like, this ship, it's an object. It's not a location. We're not trespassing. Your ship landed in Prodigy land, and so now
your baseball landed in my garden.
I just love the confidence he exudes from that, as if there's no energy. He's not exhausted in any way, and it was Morrow who had to run away from that confrontation. Yeah, and all he was doing was just talking, and it's like, fuck yes. I don't need Curse to be fighting an army of guys or fighting off a xenomorph or anything like that. I just need him to talk and stand his ground, and he's the biggest badass. He's the toughest guy in the room.
Yeah.
Fucking, I just love that.
And I'm glad that even though it did seem in that final battle between him and Morrow that it did seem as though he was gonna die because, you know, he like back broken.
He
and
got fucking damaged.
The blood coming out of him. I was like, oh no, we're gonna lose him. But no, it's okay. By the end of it, we still have Kirsch to look forward to.
I think probably the next best character we should spend a bit of time talking about is Morrow. What to make of him?
Morrow felt as though he was too different. Well, not too different, but him in the episode that's all on the ship.
Yes.
Feels very different to him the rest of the show. Like, from the rest of the show, he does very much feel like he's more cyborg than he is human.
Yeah.
Whereas on the ship, he is more human than cyborg. And it's kind of once he gets into that ship and he takes command over the ship, and he's in the room with Mother. Yeah. Talking, it's from then, it's like, okay, now he's gone full cyborg. He's just doing it for the company.
When I saw a teaser for Alien Earth, it included just that scene where he was sitting there typing on the computers, informing headquarters that crew dead, specimen escaped, about to crash land on Earth. Meanwhile, the only sole survivor, a human, is knocking on the door begging to be let in. I thought in the teaser, oh shit, that's a fucking synth.
Yeah, well, of course, yeah. Of course,
because he's just completely ignoring her.
Yeah.
And he's calm. He's not a bother. And I thought, okay, interesting. I was a little confused on what he was. Is he human? Is he not? I thought he was human until I finally learned really the difference between a cyborg and a synth. I thought the character of Morrow was a character written for the first 3 episodes, and that his story was to end by episode 3 in the building, in the ship. However it may be, like when Wendy kills the alien, the xenomorph saves her brother, that's when Morrow dies. I was shocked to see him continue on to the extent he did in the show.
Yeah, I suppose like he serves the purpose of being the in quotes bad guy for Yutani. Like he's the muscle of that. Yeah. Because once the xenomorph is killed, it doesn't feel as though there's a bad guy other than him. Like, yes, we do have the other aliens and stuff like that, and the xenomorph slowly becoming or growing up and stuff like that. Yeah. But he is very much the brawn to the Boy Cavalier's brains, if that makes sense.
But he doesn't see himself as a bad guy.
No, he wants his money. He wants to do what he was employed to do.
I think he's a well-rounded character. I think he's got a lot of layers to him. I think for a character who I thought, well, this guy is just a no-name who the actor gets to use as much as possible. It's a good week at work because he got enough screen time. But I was surprised to see him last longer than episode 3, because I thought he was just like the minor villain to introduce the MacGuffin where there's a point of no return. Yeah, I was surprised to see him progress into a main character. Yeah, and I won't be quick to call him a bad guy.
Yeah, I suppose in a way he is very similar to Ripley as well, in that he went on this mission, and while he was gone, his child died. So he's coming back to a world that he doesn't recognize, or he comes back to a world that has nothing for him. Yeah, so like, maybe he just he decided to go all in on, right, I'm going to just work for Yutani, whereas Ripley is the opposite, where she lost her daughter and didn't do that, you know. So yeah, maybe you're right. He's not the bad guy at all. He's just the antagonistic force that's working for Yutani. Yeah, you know.
I thought the actor was fucking great.
He was very good.
I really liked him a lot. He was a standout.
Great voice. Like those scenes with him and Slightly where you're just hearing his voice and the actor who's playing Slightly is reacting. Yeah. It is scary. It's like, okay, I wouldn't want this guy in my voice, like, or this guy in my head speaking to me uncontrolled.
He is a cyborg, but he hates machines. So he's a self-hating person. Or I think Kurtz coined it a certain way, but I can't fucking remember. Because he hates what he is, but he talks down to machines as obsolete, and yet he's obtaining and using the advantages of a machine to his own success, to his own goal. Like to the point where he can actually take on Kurtz one-on-one. And like it's
a fairly even fight, alright, yeah.
Oh, dude, like, I gotta ask it. Who won the fight?
It's one of those classic fights, isn't it? That there is no winner. Like both are losers.
But Morrow took out Kirsch. Like, he fucking smashed his back.
You know what it is?
What?
It's the Mountain versus the Viper again. Like, clearly, one was the winner.
Yeah.
But the other one, just in a moment, was able to get the upper hand.
Just couldn't fucking stop himself from gloating.
Exactly. Yeah.
Gloating to a machine.
So Morrow is the Viper, is Oberyn Martell.
Yeah.
And Kirsch is the Mountain. And it was just in a moment of lapse of concentration, the tide turned. You know, and
Kirsch took him out.
Yeah.
Now, I was surprised that both of them survived. Like, Kirsch, you kind of wanted to keep him alive because he's just a fan favourite, Timothy Oliphant. But I was surprised to see him survive as well, Morrow.
Yeah.
Like, they've got plans for him to the point where I could actually see him become a multi-seasonal character. Like,
you know what I quite liked? I quite liked the in the last episode, like the last scene where all of the people from Prodigy were like, you know, tied up
or restrained,
and they were all on the different levels of that birdcage,
yeah,
and like kind of moving down and like, okay, who's here, and they're all at different levels. I quite like that, and I liked having just a visual representation there of who's left. Who do we still have? Look, we didn't kill these people. Yeah, they're all still here.
Because there was Boy Cavalier, there was Kirsch, there was Yon One, who the therapist. Yeah. There was the butler, the fucking butler.
The butler who ended up being a synth as well. Yeah, we didn't get that till the last episode.
And Morrow, like they were all contained in their own ways. Like they have fucking chains wrapped around Morrow. Boy Cavalier is tied up like fucking Jesus.
Yeah.
They have the butler frozen because that's what Wendy has him as. Kirsch's back is broken, so that's all he has. And
he's just lying there. Yeah. And then the therapist doesn't even seem to be locked up or tied up or
because she's not a threat.
No,
she's a human. I do like that.
Do you know what I really liked about that therapist? And I wouldn't say there's much I could say beyond this, is the fact that she constantly used the word darling.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you know about this, but obviously there's so many references to Peter Pan.
No.
Yeah. But
really?
Wendy's last name is Darling.
Yeah.
So she would constantly refer to her as Darling.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until the last episode she says Wendy Darling. And so she uses Wendy's, the literary character's name in full, Wendy Darling. But every other time she said it, she never said like Wendy, Darling.
I missed that.
That was the first time she said Wendy, Darling.
Yeah.
I just thought that. I was like, oh, I was waiting for that.
Yeah, there's not too much about her other than the fact that I think she was done dirty. In my opinion, she didn't do anything wrong. She does not deserve to be tied up or restrained.
No, her, like, to be honest with you, I wouldn't really have much to say on her or the other synth, the other girl synth, the one that thought she was pregnant and then they erased her memories. I wouldn't really have much to say on that aspect of it.
Well, let's go through the rounds. Are you surprised that bar Toodles, Isaac, that they all survived? I thought
I did think that we were going to lose them, and that was the reason why that we didn't have hybrids in other Alien pieces of media, because by the end of it each of them would have died in some accident or some way, especially when they're escaping on the boat and Hermit shoots your one with the electric thing. I thought, oh, she's gone for it. That's her out of the picture. That we were going to lose slightly in Smee tomorrow when they were bringing them down, or something like that,
or to whatever extent that by the end of the show they're all get dead. But no, not the case at all.
No. And as I said, I could see them all being gone by the end of the series, wherever that may be. Like, we're not gonna again.
She's definitely the crazy one. She's the one that will go nuts by the end of it. She's the unhinged one. She'll have like flashes of the memory she lost.
Almost like it's like corrupted data or something like that. Like, you can see that.
It's we just because we don't know where they're gonna go. There's not too much to delve into, you know. I don't really have too much on it either. Other than she, like the rest of them, went bad, because that's what the synths did. Not the synths, the hybrids. Wendy and all that went bad.
I wouldn't even say they went bad. I think they just took control over their own lives.
Yeah, but
I mean, they didn't go about it in the nicest of ways.
I think it got to the point where there are no protagonists except the brother. Well, we'll get to him in a bit. What do you think of the other synths then? One who was like, I want to be the favourite. I want to be your...
Wouldn't have anything to say on her at all either.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's almost like you forgot about her.
No, I know. Curly is her name.
Is it Curly?
By the end of it, she changes her name to Jane, which is kind of the daughter's name of Wendy. No, I just didn't think of her... I just didn't think anything of her. Like, I would have been... If we hadn't brought her up, I wouldn't have... been like, oh shit, we should have talked about
It's
her.
almost as if she's one of the elves that was given a ring in the Rings of Power and is not been seen
Yeah.
since.
Yeah,
Isn't that right?
yeah.
Or one of the dwarf lords that has the rings and yet doesn't have any essence of screen time.
Yeah,
It's just
I mean, now that Isaac's gone, there's kind of a slot open, I suppose, to give her a bit more screen time in the future. But
that's what happens when actors aren't there to work. Because without them two, then there's Slightly and Smee. But Smee, even then,
Smee, I wouldn't have much to say on because there's not much to him other than he's just with Slightly.
yeah, but he's a nice guy, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's
he just wants to. He of all of them feels the most like still a kid.
Yeah.
like he just wants to play.
he's the most affectionate as well.
Yeah.
Like he likes to hang out, but he'll pout as well when he doesn't.
He's very expressive, all right.
Yeah, very expressed. That's one way to put it.
yeah.
Yeah, there is actually not much to talk about.
No,
Yeah, you're right.
Like-
I thought, fuck, man, we're gonna be extensive in talking about these guys, but you are right. I agree. There is not much to do to these
No.
scenes other than the screen time we give them, and the most I feel like I could talk about that's not Wendy is Slightly, and that's because of his storyline with Morrow.
Yeah.
and the actions he has to do, and the absolute fucking stress he's put under.
Yeah, because even though they are adults, they are still the minds of children, like 9, 10, 11-year-olds.
Yeah.
So he's under the stress of having to keep this a secret, and also he's trying to protect his mother, and he also has to
And-
he's maybe kind of, is he naive in that? Oh, because Morrow tells him like, okay, this thing is going to attach itself to a guy's face. It doesn't want you, don't worry.
Yeah.
And it's going to attach itself to his face, and then I just want you to bring that person to the beach. And it's like, is he ignorant or is he naive or what is he to? Oh, your man's going to be fine. And then even when the chest burster comes out of your man's body,
Yeah.
and Smee loses it, he's like, what the fuck? But Slightly is chasing after the alien
Because he knew
Like,
that's what he wanted.
he knew that's how he protects his man. Though he doesn't really have a reaction to, is it Arthur is his name, the guy that dies?
I think so.
Yeah, after he dies, he just picks him by the legs and starts pulling his body. Like he doesn't have a reaction. So like, was he just trying to play? Like, is he naive to it, or is he like just trying to? I don't know. Like
I think he's a kid with superpowers pushed to the limit. And his first step in growing up is when he and Smee find Morrow and Kirsch, tied him up, and Morrow, just because he's in a disadvantaged position, I never would have hurt your mother. He doesn't stop to hear his plea. He doesn't stop to think, oh, well, maybe you weren't too bad. No, he knocks him the fuck out.
Like that's something that like
That-
as soon as he said that, I was like, I agree that he's just he's only saying that because he's in a disadvantaged position. Slightly's mother could be dead, and if saying this line buys him a little bit of time, he'll say it because she's dead either way. He's not going to be like, yeah, and I killed her or whatever, because he could say that, and then Slightly shows him a little bit of mercy.
Yeah.
And then he's like, okay, I can bide my time here. I can get away from him. And by the time that this kid figures out that his mom is dead, I could be away from this.
I could see something of a relationship between the two of them going forward.
Yeah.
Like a bit of back and forthness that I don't think I can't draw any comparisons to it, because we have this well capable, action orientated, wise man, all knowing, compared to Slightly. And Slightly's just a young, dumb, naive child who also has superpowers. And he's not adrenaline rushed. He's not the type of guy to be the hero of the story, and yet I could see their relationship come something like, he can't trust him, but he will confide in him at certain points.
I'll give you a comparison.
Please.
Jim and Long John Silver at the end of Treasure Planet. We can't trust each other,
Yeah.
but there's a respect there.
There is the fact that Jim is capable to handle his own, whereas I feel like Slightly, as he stands right now by the end of season 1, is not.
No, but by the end of the show, you could see them get to that level.
Maybe, yeah. Because he's a lot of growing to do. He's the most coward out of them all, I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's not a knockdown on him. It's just who he is, and he was the one who's put under all the stress. So maybe that will help him grow. That is an interesting comparison. Because as it stands right now, Morrow could not give a fuck about Slightly, but I feel like with more forced time he spends with him, he could.
They could develop some kind of a parental relationship. Yeah.
Something like that, to the point where maybe Morrow would stand up for Slightly against Kirsch.
Yeah.
Because if Kirsch could just get to the point where he's fed up of these hybrids, incapable of making it to his standards.
You have so much potential or something like that, and you're squandering it or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, I could see that too.
Yeah, man, it's very diverse. It's very layered. But yeah, Arthur, the poor fucking soul, who because
he's the most genuine good guy in the show. Like, he doesn't want to put these kids through anything that they shouldn't. Like, he's like, oh no, this is wrong. Like, even removing her memories, that's wrong. We shouldn't do that.
He even tries to help Herman to escape.
He provides him. He turns off the tracker. And it's only by helping Hermit does he find Isaac, which ultimately actually leads to the facehugger getting him. Because he goes down there, and that's what gets him. So it's his goodness that ends in his demise, unfortunately.
I didn't want to think about who the victim was going to be, because we need a chest burster.
Yeah,
it's always good to see one of those, isn't it?
It's the classic. It's part of Alien. You have to have it.
Yeah, you know? It's a given. But I did not want it to be Herman, and I was saying fuck you slightly when he was trying to he was constantly like, even when someone came in to indirectly save Herman, to say Hermit, to come with me, we're going, and slightly he's like, no.
Yeah, and the only reason he was doing that was because he felt as though that was the easiest person to get.
Yeah,
and he also had it out for him because Wendy got to have her brother, but he didn't get his family.
Like, he was staring him out. It's like, I was just drilling holes in the back of your head. But then he turns around and looks at him, and he's fake and smiling at him.
Yeah,
but poor Arthur. How does the facehugger make it all the way up to the tree?
To the tree,
because the facehugger was on his face, and then it wasn't, and then it dropped down onto the lads from somewhere. This was the show where you have the Alien IP, where you can spend a little bit of time to show us the things that the movies never do. That includes the facehugger finishing his job naturally and coming off it and crawling somewhere to die. I thought we should have seen that.
I feel like we haven't seen that before.
No,
have we not?
No, we've seen it dead in a completely different area.
But
not the action of it coming off. No, we've never seen that.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I think it's one of those things that they just because we know what happens, we don't need to see it.
It's an off-screen job.
Yeah,
but this is an Alien show. This was the place and time to do it. But that alien that bursted out of him was very different than the one that bursted out of the lung in the lab. They're both different looking color-wise.
Yeah, and size-wise.
So the first one was young enough. It hasn't grown yet, I'd imagine.
Yeah, but like in the Alien movies, they grow exponentially quickly. Yeah, they burst out of the chest, and it's like within the hour they're they're full size.
Yeah,
you know.
I think it'll be big at some point.
Yeah.
What did you make of the fact that those two xenomorphs were just lingering on the cage with all our protagonists? And
it's very interesting. It's a very big change, because like realistically in every other Alien movie, it's constantly the ideal, or it's constantly the want of the corporations to bring these back, and we can domesticate them, or we can use them as part of our army.
Yeah.
And this is the first time we've ever seen an alien, like we've never seen a situation where an alien has kind of come and by choice walked away from a situation, like when in the jungle, when it comes to help them, and Wendy and it are speaking, and it wipes the blood off, or she wipes the blood off it, and then it like goes away. You're like, this is so weird. This isn't what an alien does. You know, it's so...
Was it too jarring for you?
It wasn't too jarring, but it's just like, oh, this is a real change up on what an alien is. Like, in my mind, an alien could never be domesticated.
Yeah.
They are a creature upon itself.
It's strange to see the xenomorphs on the good guy side.
Yeah, like, it's never... You could never imagine, like, coming down on a planet and there just being a xenomorph community. Like, they are just animals. They just exist to kill,
and they are treated as such animals.
Yeah,
but domesticated. Where if left alone, if left alone, maybe it'll attack the people. But it's doing what they are told. The fact that Hermit is standing there with the rest of the hybrids and the xenomorphs are purposely not attacking him.
It's strange.
It's very fucking strange.
Yeah.
Before we do get to the brother and sister, there are these two soldiers there that died in like the lab, the red hair soldier and your man. They were with Hermit. Do you remember them?
Yeah.
Your one got eaten by the fucking plant, and the other guy got knocked out by the hybrid. Like, that got a little bit too random to the point where it was like, why are you doing introducing these characters if you're just knocking them off to like that?
I think it was because of the fact that not many of the hybrids, or only one of the hybrids, died. Like, they want to have deaths, but they don't want to have nameless deaths. They want to give you some level of familiarity.
Yeah,
it's just giving a little bit more to the redcoats, you know.
But they're not redcoats, and I don't view them as bad guys either. I don't view them as antagonists.
No, neither do I. I don't think that they're meant to be viewed as that. They're just meant to be, these are known, named faces that we're going to kill off. That it's not just a red shirt that, oh yeah, here's someone, then we're going to kill them. And then you go, okay, yeah, you killed a bunch of nameless people that have no consequence. Whereas we have spoke to these characters a few different times in a few different episodes.
Yeah.
And now here they are dead. So there is some level of a connection. So it didn't bother me to have them die. Because we did need some deaths.
Boy Cavalier.
I like that he's not dead. I think everyone that's alive in that cage, I'm glad isn't dead.
Yeah.
I do like Wendy's speech to him at the end, where you're not Peter Pan, like you're Captain Hook. Like she said it without saying it.
Yeah.
Like he kind of realized it himself. But he's that good. Like you could see yourself hating him in a lot of other media if he's not done correctly, where he's like a petulant child who's like whiny, but he never comes across as whiny, doesn't come across as petulant. He just comes across as like, I am the boy genius. I know everything. Everyone's going to do exactly what I want, and it's all going to work out for me.
He's still the smartest guy in the room.
Yeah, and like even when it comes to the eyeball, like I want to talk to you, but I want to talk. I'm going to give you someone stupid so that you don't get too intelligent. Like he's not, his desire to speak to this alien creature.
Yeah.
Doesn't outweigh his like, okay, but how am I going to do this safely? You know, I'm not going to put you in a. And I thought about this. Why didn't he put it in a synth? Why didn't he provide it with an empty synth body?
Biological.
But does it say that? Did they say that? Because the eye just kind of takes over the eye socket.
The eye alien is biological. It's organic. I couldn't imagine it stepping into a mechanical host.
Maybe not. Maybe, but I wouldn't have minded to see them attempt that. Like provide it with it and it get into it and it didn't work or something like that, so it went back to the sheep.
Yeah.
Just to say, like, because he's constantly saying like, I need to get someone for you to get inside.
Yeah,
and it seems that with the sense that that's an easy option to have.
But he did get into a person, and we seen what it looked like. The eye using a person as a host.
Yeah,
but it came across as a creature like the Thing.
Oh yeah. There's no talking to it.
Yeah,
but Boy Cavalier doesn't know that because that takes place on the ship way before.
Yeah. And then again, I suppose because the eye went into the corpse, Arthur's corpse at the end. So.
Yeah, so we're not going to get any speak. I don't think that we will. But I have to say, in terms of inclusions of new things, I'm so excited to see what that eye becomes or what that eye is, or I want to see more of it because I found it to be so interesting, especially with what are its motives, because there's so many instances where, like in the flashback episode on the ship, when the thing crawls out of its tube,
it was warning the scientist.
It was warning the scientist, but then in the lab, it's the thing that knocks its head on it headbutts the wall and causes Isaac to die.
Yeah.
What are its motivations? It's protecting this other woman, but not Isaac. Very interesting. I can't wait to see where that goes.
It did not hesitate to try to take a hold of Herman.
Yeah, it wouldn't. It doesn't know that he's a main character. It doesn't know anything. So like that. So for it's just another host. So yeah, it's interesting to have a new alien creature in this franchise that seems to have its own agenda. Seems to be an intelligent alien.
This fucking eyeball alien was so fucking good. I would be happy to just have more screen time with it and remove the rest.
Really?
Plant alien, don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
Flies, couldn't care less. The slugs,
Whatever.
what slugs?
Yeah.
I don't need any of those anymore. Like, the most haunting image of that eye alien is when it was in control of the sheep.
Yeah, the way it would just look up at you. Yeah,
it's thinking.
You've no idea what it's thinking at all.
No.
Like you can't know what its agenda is at all.
I wonder if they'll keep it like that. If they'll never reveal the agenda.
Yeah, I would like to know what its agenda is, but also I would like it to just be, oh shit, there's the eye, don't let it get you.
Because when shit hits the fan, if that eye alien enters the game, we all know it's fucking leveling up here. Like, shit is about to go down.
I mean, the eye alien uses whatever it's in to its full capability. Like when it's on the ship, like your man, the engineer, attacks the alien and does a bit of damage to it. Like, well, maybe not a bit of damage, but like puts up a little bit of a fight with it. And we've never really seen anyone put up a fight against an alien one-on-one.
Because it's not a human.
Exactly.
It's another alien.
Yeah.
But
it only has what the human has.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's still a human. An older gentleman as well. And considering that the xenomorph was winning, that eyeball alien got out of there. Because it knows when it needs to escape.
Yeah. It's smart.
What would you rather face up, it or the face hugger?
Oh, God. Neither, actually. I don't even want to answer that question. I suppose maybe, actually, I prefer to die by the eye.
Die? No, I'm talking about face up, like try to run away and try to not die.
The eye, still. Yeah.
The eye?
There's something about the face hugger, especially with it putting its thing down your neck, doing your throat. Like, it's a horrible idea. I don't like it at all. So I'll just take the eye. I'll fight off the eye.
Where did it go in the end?
It's in Arthur.
But where's Arthur going?
I don't know. Yeah. We'll see. Hopefully we'll see. And how do you get away with it? You're going to walk around the Earth with a hole in your chest?
And with an eye that is significantly larger than your other one. So, Wendy and Hermit.
Yeah, I don't have much to say on them.
Really?
No, I'm only messing. I really liked both of them. I feel as though from their first meeting, I was like, yeah, these guys are siblings. Like, even though
Wendy is
in a synthetic body,
yeah,
and it's not in any way it doesn't look in any way like Marcy did.
Yeah,
they still do feel like siblings, and there's I feel the love between them.
Yeah,
you know, there is a real Hermit really does feel like he just wants to protect her. Yeah, because he still, no matter what body she's in, whether she is in her original Marcy body or she's in this synthetic hybrid body, he still sees her as his sick little sister, and he wants to take care of her.
I like that did it and prolong the reveal that.
Oh yeah, it's like that. It's like they meet and it's the next scene and slightly just lets it go, like how kids would. Oh shit, that was a secret, sorry. Yeah. And walks off, and then she fully reveals it. She doesn't try and conceal it or anything like that.
But we're not going through like fucking Daemon Targaryen set of episodes waiting for
when are they going to reveal it?
Yeah. I like the fact that it's
a big outburst of I'm your sister. Yeah.
It's done within there, and it incorporates the narrative. You know, they give a reason for why Hermit stays on Prodigy Island. Yeah. Which is good. You know, he was definitely unwanted, but he was good. Hermit is the good, moral, nice human at heart. Yeah. He is. When I look forward to Alien Earth, if I need a good person to survive and save the day or escape with their life, like we need our heroes in alien movies to do, it's him.
He's the paragon of good. I mean, we're introduced to him as a medic, and he's going to go to college on the moon or on Mars to become a doctor, you know, and then he has to look after his little sister even when she's in a superhero body. Like, he is the embodiment of good.
Yeah. Isn't he
and he's so respectful to the hybrids. Like, he even asks slightly, I was like, what was your name again? Sorry, just before you were a hybrid. And he's like, but if you can't say, that's perfectly fine. Like, don't feel as though you can't say. Like, he's really, really respectful about everything.
Isn't he the actor in Andor who wrote?
He is, yeah. He's Melfi, I think his name is in Andor, and he's also in that episode of Black Mirror.
Yeah, let's not talk about him. Yeah. He's a good actor. I like him.
He's good. I like him.
I thought him having scenes with Boyd Cavalier was interesting, because here we have these.
They're very similar, yeah.
They're two very dweeb-looking nerds, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. And you know, even Wendy did kind of look like she could have been siblings with both of them. Yeah. Like, all three of them could have been siblings.
Yeah, Boyd Cavalier being the oldest and so down and so forth. But I like that, even though he nearly died a few times, I'm glad to see Hermit survive in the end, and like he's a good avatar for us, embodying good, embodying care.
I think that he will be the as we move on, and if we get more seasons of this, if Wendy does start to become a little bit more robotic or less human or not as nice,
or even go to the dark side,
you go to the dark side, essentially Hermit will be the one to pull her back from that. He'll be like, you know, he'll call her out on these negative things that she's doing,
unless his death is the one that pulls her back to the light.
His death could be the thing that pulls her back to the light or tips her over the edge. That could be what sends her over fully to the dark side.
If this is a 5-season arc, I don't need characters to last through the whole journey. You know, they can Game of Thrones this shit up. You know, they can kill Boyd Cavalier by season 3. They can kill Kirsch by season 4. Stuff like that. Whatever it may be. But it'll be interesting to see how they'll conclude the character Wendy.
Yeah.
Because, look, due to age, we don't know. Will she die? We won't know. But she is an interesting character. You know, she's the first one, but why is it her who can speak the alien language that can communicate with the xenomorphs?
Yeah, I think it was because of her interaction with the alien
At the start?
at the start, yeah.
Kyle Chandler's daughter.
Is she?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Sydney Chandler.
I didn't pick up on that at all.
I also just like all the hairstyles and everything in the show, especially for as far as the female protagonist for the majority of Alien projects.
Short hair.
Short hair, a little bit different, definitely not popular looking, you know.
I'll tell you what I really liked. I love, and Star Wars does this too, and I'm glad that Alien continued this, because the original Alien movie is made in the 1970s.
Yes.
And so they have to have a certain aesthetic. That being like the computer monitors and the...
All their equipment is analog looking.
Yes.
It's very bulky.
Exactly.
It's
constrained by the time in which the original film was made.
Yes.
So I'm so glad that they continue that as an aesthetic, that the security cameras feel as though they are 1970s computer cameras that are like, you know, literally rotating around the room to get a full view of it. It just still feels as though what they were beholden to in the 1970s, that even now in 2025, nearly 50 years later, that they're still held to that standard, because technically these things, even though there's 50 years in our real time, they're taking place within a couple of years of each other.
Ridley Scott undid that in Prometheus, making all the equipment more fancy and more advanced and more of our generation's
modern times,
of what sci-fi would look like. But his reasoning was, well, they have more money. They're more financially accommodated. So they're more expensive. I think that's just an excuse.
Yeah, it is, probably. Yeah. I like the fact that they stuck with it. Yeah. And like anytime you see a Star Wars project and they still have those old monitors and that the old aesthetic, like it feels like Star Wars feels, and Alien can feel like this too. It feels dirty. It feels like, oh, this is thrown together. If Star Wars feels like everything's thrown together, then Alien feels as though, no, this is purposefully put together, but this is the best that we have. Like, this is exactly what it's supposed to be. So I do like that it still feels like that even in Alien Earth. You'd
expect a bit of grease or dust on all the equipment, and it's just normal.
You walk into the room and you got to blow off the dust before you start working on the computer.
You're right. I feel the same way, and I'm glad they kept that consistent.
Yeah.
I want to get your thoughts quickly on two things. First, the editing.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people taking the piss out of it initially, because there's a lot of crossfades, and there was especially one because there's a major plot point between Wendy and Hermit, that they have a love of Ice Age 4. And so there was a lot of like jokes about that, because there's one shot of Wendy and like Sid the Sloth in it. And they're like, this is a real image from it. But I quite liked a lot of those, like showing two different images like laid over each other.
But it happens all over the show.
Through the whole series, yeah.
Like it's strange, like whether it's memories, whether it's stories happening simultaneously. Yeah. Doesn't matter. They keep on cross back and forth, and it's let's say if it's of the two separate characters, it's of multiple different camera angles.
Yeah, I liked it. I didn't mind it at all. I thought that because they kept it consistent throughout, that okay, this is a stylistic choice, and I thought it was good.
And the deeper theme of life and death, really, and the creation of life.
It's
or in simple terms, is Wendy just a copy of Hermit's sister, or is it Wendy? Is it actually his sister?
Yeah, I don't know. That is a good question. That is a very deep question. It's one that always is the case when it comes to these, like moving a mind over. Like you can even have the conversation about it, like when it comes to like teleporting. Like, is that still you, or you know, your entire body is destroyed and an exact copy of you is made somewhere else using the environment or using the atoms that are available in that environment? So like, are you dying every time that you teleport? And did that Wendy die, or did Marcy die and an exact copy of her brain in that moment was carried over into Wendy's body?
Yeah,
I don't know. It's a good question. It all depends on, I suppose, the world that you create and what you decide.
What would you like it to be?
I would like it to be that it's the same person. Like, I don't, but realistically it probably isn't. Like, it's that, you know, that scene in Invincible
Yeah.
where robot creates a copy of himself.
Yeah.
And when the both of them wake up, and the one that's in the original body is like, oh, I can't believe it was me. I thought I would be you. I thought I would be the one that's over there. And it's like, no matter what, that robot would have always woken up to be that person. Like he was never going to be that person.
He was never going to wake up in a new body.
No, he was always going to close his eyes and wake up in that thing. And even the other Rudy says, I'm really sorry that it's me and not you. Even though
to that Rudy, it was still him waking up in a new body.
Yeah, but for the original Rudy, the Rudy that wakes up, the robot that wakes up,
yeah,
has all of the memories, is the exact copy of the original one.
Yeah.
But the original one was always going to close his eyes and wake up, and he'd always still be in that exact same body. So
it's like with Mickey 17, that Mickey was okay that he would die because when he would wake up, it would be him. But but he wakes up and there's another him there, and now I know my death is going to be forever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's a bit of a fucked up topic once you get into it.
It is,
but
I'm glad we have so many different things to compare it to.
Yeah,
it's a prominent thing, all right, in media.
Yeah, I hope they explore it a little bit more. I really want them to. I am going to be so pissed off if we spent this much time and excitement with Alien Earth and it gets cancelled or it just doesn't get renewed.
Okay.
Noah Hawley has multiple seasons planned out for this.
Good.
That's a little bit too far out there. 3, 5, maybe. I don't know. 4.
We'll see. I mean, like, unfortunately, something like The Acolyte got cancelled, and that also had a couple of seasons planned out. And that obviously didn't receive the critical response that Alien Earth is receiving.
No.
But let's just say that going in to say we have all these things already planned out may not be the thing that clinches that might not make you safe,
Do you think they're going to go off island from Prodigy and go into the wider world?
I think you have to. Yeah, I don't think that we could stay with Prodigy at all. I think that the hybrids have to go out into the world, and
that maybe that this supposed season 2 would be under the surveillance of Yutani.
I don't know where it could go. I just know that we would need to get off the island.
Right.
That's just what it naturally makes sense.
Okay. Any recommendations?
I'm going to recommend Frankenstein. We got to see Frankenstein
in cinema, baby.
And I have to say, if you're listening to this, the movie comes out, I think, this Friday.
Yeah.
If you can go online and if you can find any local cinema that is showing you Frankenstein, go watch it in the cinema because it is absolutely stunning. I can't wait to talk about it in the next couple of weeks. It absolutely launched itself for a movie that I was excited for, but I wasn't like anticipating. I didn't watch the trailers or anything like that.
Yeah.
And it shot its way up my top 10 list of the year. Like, I can't wait to talk about it.
That's a good recommendation. I probably won't watch it when it releases on Netflix because I'm satisfied with the big screen experience.
Yeah, I can understand that. I think that if you are watching it on Netflix, do watch it on your TV. Watch it on the biggest screen possible. Don't watch it on your laptop or your phone or anything like that. Like, actually just sit down, watch it. And it's just the classic Frankenstein story. Like, there's no frills or twists or anything on it, really. It's just a classic Frankenstein.
It's probably the most faithful adaptation of the Mary Shelley book.
Yeah. I agree with you, having not read the book. And I don't know if it even is a faithful adaptation to the book.
But it probably is. It's our generations of it.
Absolutely. It's our generation point at and go, Frankenstein.
Yeah.
That is the Frankenstein.
Just like we have our generation of Nosferatu.
Yes, absolutely.
So there you go.
Have you got a recommendation?
I do. Welcome to Derry.
Yes, that's another one there that I am excited to watch. I'm not going to let that one float by because I've heard great things about it so far.
Float.
Yeah, I know. I did it on purpose.
Did you now?
Yeah, of course I did.
Yeah, I watched 2 episodes now.
Yeah. There's only 2 episodes out, so if you're listening to this right now, you can catch up because I think episode 3 is coming out this Friday.
Have you heard anything? Have you seen anything?
I have seen one thing, and I've seen another thing that relates to posters, and so I'm trying to avoid it now because now I'm getting into like, okay, I feel like that's a spoiler. I don't want to see that. I just need to watch it now myself.
Fucking Instagram, fucking Twitter.
Yeah. Nothing's safe. Nothing is.
No.
If you don't watch it immediately, you're fucked. You're.
Is there any reason why you haven't watched it immediately? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, I was watching Alien Earth. I just haven't had time to sit down and watch it. But I mean, I have time.
But
tomorrow.
Will you get on board with it, or will you wait until it's over?
No, I want to watch it.
Right.
I'll as it goes.
Dude, we don't need Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise
Oh, really?
because it is still there.
Okay, good. Say no more. I don't want to know any more about it. But you recommend it?
I recommend it, but man, I just gotta say, I was watching one of the episodes, all right, and I forgot I was watching it. Meaning, I forgot that this is supposed to be scary.
Yeah, so it got you then.
It fucking got me. It got me.
Yeah, good. As long as it's scary, like, because I mean, those movies they can scare you. They have a couple of jump scares in it.
They are good, effective jump scares, and I forgot I was watching it in the TV show, and it got me.
Yeah.
An interesting fact is that we're not just following kids; we're following adults as well.
Okay, good.
That's an interesting aspect, I think.
Good. Well, I'll watch it. I'll watch these 2 episodes in anticipation for the one on Friday, so I'll be caught up.
And you don't know anything else?
No.
Okay. Interesting.
Brian, thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Talking Pictures Podcast. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure that you're subscribed to us on your favorite podcasting app of choice, and make sure that you are following us on all of our social medias to never miss an episode. If you have any thoughts of your own, or you have any suggestions for stuff you'd like us to cover, make sure that you send those suggestions into talkingpicturespodcast1@gmail.com. We haven't really plugged that in a while, so make sure that if you have any of those suggestions, to make sure to send them in to us. Make sure that you have watched Predator or Badlands, because that's what we're going to be talking next week. We're going to be continuing this franchise that isn't a franchise in Alien versus Predator. Hopefully we'll be talking about the alien next week as well in Predator. We'll keep our fingers crossed, but we'll keep our expectations in check.
We'll see.
See.
It's more so, where do the IPs
Where
go?
do they
Where do they go from now?
Yeah.
Where do they go from Alien, Earth and Romulus, and Predator and
Killer of Killers, I think, really.
and the Prey.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot open to discussion.
Absolutely. This podcast is brought to you by Another Happy Studios, so make sure to check out the other podcasts in our network. Brian, any final words before we let these people go?
C'est la vie.
C'est la vie.
Chenet.
Thanks, Brian.
Thanks, David.